Look at all of us posted up.
Welcome to the Ordinals Are Dead show, and am I happy to be here with, first of all, my children. This is really a literal parent-child conference live here to talk about how dead Ordinals are. BitGod, you're back. What's up? Where you been? How you been? What's going on? You both can not
you
talk.
You go first.
What's good? You started with Troy. I'm here today. Appreciate you guys having me back on. I know it's been a bit since I've been here, but I'm excited for today.
You look like you got younger, and you got a little sun.
Got a fresh cut.
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to.
You got a little sun-kissed, man.
Yeah,
little rosy red cheeks.
It's summer.
Are they orange? Are they orange? Like bit cheeks?
I think so. I mean,
little bit cheeks going on here, dude. What's going on with you?
I'm doing really good.
What's good, Boo?
I'm happy. I'm actually happy to be on the show with BitGod. This is the first time doing a trio.
A threesome?
A threesome. So I'm very excited to do this threesome on the show with you guys. But I'm doing really good. I got a fire AI gig. Thank you.
Yeah.
I could feed my cats, so everything is good. And
wait, you got a fire AI gig?
Yeah.
I wonder what's happening there.
What's up with that?
I wonder what the gig is.
Okay, I can't wait for that. I'm excited about that. I think I want to be a part of that.
I got you.
I definitely want to be a part of that.
You definitely will be.
All right, let's get into it, guys. All right. So first on the list here, let's talk about node monks. What the fuck are these?
Man.
You know, I mean, I do know, but I'm just generally asking.
They're going to be the top tier collection in Bitcoin in the future. 100.
Why do you say that?
So like literally, base theory for
this
me.
This is crazy, by the way.
Number one, the art is OG as fuck. I actually really love the art, and it's sub 100K. It's the first 10K collection in sub 100K, and just that alone makes it historical for the chain.
Yep.
Like forever.
They did that.
I love my numbers.
So not bragging at all. I looked at it yesterday. July 11th, they DM'd me the account. We don't know who they are. Could be
they slid in.
They slid in. No feet pics, nothing like that. When feet monks. So they sent me. They just dropped an image of my funny ape that everybody knows. Whatever. Who cares? And I was like, what the fuck? Awesome. And I guess I posted about it. And then...
you got an honorary?
I guess so. I guess that's what you call it. But
you got one too, right?
Yeah.
You got one?
Everyone got one.
You got one? Okay,
Yeah.
So it's not so special?
What?
No, it is
Next
special.
subject.
It is special, though.
Next. No, it's definitely special. And then I asked them, I was like, I want to look like, where can I find this stuff? And they go, oh, we can inscribe it for you. And I'm like, I'm still waiting for that. So... I will keep it forever because
keep them on the hook.
Keep them on the hook. Yep. So Node Monks, that's on you. So is there a whitelist?
I don't.
As far as I know, no.
No.
As far as I know, no.
It seems like So this is my Degen Alpha tingling. I feel like they said December 13.
Yep.
Like they already gave us a date.
Well, before December 13th.
But before, I don't know. I feel like it would be a shock drop.
I think so. I think it's gonna be middle of the night.
A shock drop would be dang.
I think it'd be middle of the
hope
night.
it doesn't drop during Art Basel, and if it does, that's gonna
suck.
No,
please, Node Monkeys, if you're watching this, please do not drop during Art Basel. We're all gonna be hella drunk. We're all gonna be celebrating. Please don't drop during.
They're gonna do it. You know they're gonna do it. Because we said that, they're gonna do it. So, what do you believe about this $5 million decline? Like this declining declining $5 million from VCs. Do you think?
I believe it.
You believe it?
Yeah,
I know. I'm not saying I don't believe it, but I'm thinking like, who's to say? The story is strong, whether it's a lie or hype cycle, like a hype-induced kind of thing, or if it's real.
Yeah.
The story is strong.
Well,
the story of saying like anybody could tweet that and say
that's true.
They declined $5 million and it's free for the culture. I mean, I'm not like dishing on the guys, the team at all. I just think the story, so you believe it. What about you?
I believe it. I think it makes it legendary. I think it unironically adds value to the collection. Because number one, they're doing a free mint and they declined $5 million.
Yeah.
But it's also if I was the owner of Node Monkeys, there's no way this project is going to be worth less than $5 million. I'm sorry, we're on Bitcoin. This is historical inscription artifacts. The market cap's going to be huge.
Yeah, and I get a digital boner just thinking about that. Hey. Listen,
easy.
This is a family. Ordinals are dead. So Ordinals have no digital boners. So, but there's something else going on with how they inscribed it too. It wasn't just sub 100K. It was something about all one transaction, or is what was the?
They're very experienced. The people behind this are very experienced. They know what's sort of going on, and I think a lot of these tweets that have been showing up these past couple of weeks.
Who do you think is
cryptic?
Who do you think is involved? Anybody we know?
I know who's involved, but I can't say.
I can't say anything.
Yeah, we can't say. I think
you fucking
I know.
What is
I think a lot of people know who's involved, right? But like, there's only so much you can really say.
It's like what you taught me about open secret.
Yeah.
Except this one's more like a less open
He's
secret.
referring to Hollywood open secrets when, that's not this show. Don't worry about that.
I mean, it's
That's
not confirmed that I know who it is, but I know who it is.
Damn, I'm turned on.
No,
Crazy.
But this is why I ultimately believe that they actually did turn down. I don't know if it was $5 million, but I do believe they turned down probably some sort of deal.
I think turning down
multiple
$5
people.
million, some people be like, fuck, we just inscribed this. I'll take $5 million. But like, I think, thinking the story, I'm like, oh, well, $5 million has no legs to what a project can have possibly with like the tech that's going on Bitcoin and stuff like that and being there. And I guess you said, the team or the people, then what they have done is definitely legendary, that move. So it's not a lie. So we've just uncovered that. This is not like a lie. Like hype driven kind of thing.
I think it's a number. I just don't know if it's 5 or if it's more or if it's less than that.
Yeah.
I do think there is a number though, like they were probably offered, because I do think that like what people are saying this potentially is like the crypto punks of Bitcoin, right? It's sort of like under sub 100K.
Yeah.
But it's also like, you had the full Bitcoin punks before that, but again, like that's a derivative of course crypto punks. So I don't know, like it's unique art.
The Bitcoin punks are also all user inscribed. So like they just had everything, every individual user inscribed it. The thing with node monkeys that is super interesting to me, that if you wanted to pull off node monkeys, you had to literally been here since like inscription number several hundred.
Yeah.
Something. You had to be early.
So there was this whole debate when we were in sub 100K times, right? There was a debate about the first 10,000 inscribed on chain. There was a few projects that said that. Even OCM had said that, right? So what's how do we settle that debate here? Can we settle that here?
Just look at the numbers. Just look at the chain.
So who would you say takes the cake?
So I would say I love OCM, but like the 10K collection is just in one inscription. Yeah. If we are counting each individual inscription, I would say Node Monkeys would be the first 10K. Yeah. Because it's literally 10,000 inscriptions, so it just makes the most logical sense in my head.
And it's right in a row, though, right? It wasn't like it wasn't out of sequence.
Well, I think there's some in between there, but yeah, they're like it's
okay.
All, like
because their numbers are like 80K to 111K, so like.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little truncated. Basically, the bottom line is waiting for my inscription, or it gets fudded.
Let's do it. Yeah.
To
Should we move on to the next topic?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think we crushed that.
Well, we crushed that. Are you voting? Are you grading? You're grading your own.
Yeah, I mean, we had fun with it.
All right, we did have fun. So speaking of fucking money raises or offers, a real raise happened with Taproot Wizards. $7.5 million to do what? This is a small team, legends. Yeah. We know them all. You got Udi, you got Far, you got Tyler. Who's the fourth?
Eric,
yes. So.
And I think more, too. I know that they have a couple more in the background. And I think they're trying to add to their team now, too.
Yeah, hopefully one of us. Right? Or all of us. I mean, me, the father, and the children. This is an ordinal human
Udi, please
connection.
sponsor us.
Yeah. So what's happening here?
Like, I don't know. I'm kind of confused, but I think it's really cool.
What are you confused about?
What I guess they're doing with that money specifically.
So I was that TechCrunch article.
Yeah.
There was something about building the Wizard Village.
Yeah.
Which they're talking about other possible collections under the umbrella of that village. Is the village also a game? What does that mean?
Right.
And also, Udi was saying something in the article about that it's not, we're looking for people or enthusiasts that are not so JPEG driven, even though the Wizards are a JPEG. So I like that.
Their whole thing is bringing magic back to Bitcoin, right? They want to build hella innovation. That's like the whole Taproot Wizards. Also teaching everybody how to shower. I really appreciate them because it's actually like the most hygienic space I know about.
I think I haven't taken a shower in like 3 years.
Did you do a shower video?
Get them off the whitelist.
I never did.
Dude, I would love.
I was there after. I came just after the showers, and then I missed it.
Oh, dude. I did a shower, and I did one to try to stick out. I don't need to speak about it, but I know the team knows because
I saw a FUD on Twitter
about.
So this is specifically something Tendi said, and I laughed at it because I thought it was funny. But like Udi and Eric have literally been on the Bitcoin conference at Bitcoin Miami on the main stage, always boxing maxis, always like repping ordinals, always encouraging building. And then Tendy went and said that like they don't deserve 7.5 million for teaching everybody showers. I think teaching people showers are worth at least 10 million. But it's also like when it comes to money in the space, who deserves money? How much money do they deserve? Does it matter? We're on Bitcoin. Should we really be judging people based on how much money they make?
I think that's a weak statement from Tendy. It's just for him to get.
Tendy.
No, Tendy's cool, whatever. But that's it's like that's not what they're giving the money for. They're obviously builders. I think you give money to people that haven't rushed their assets to market. They've selected a few people to give their inscriptions to. This is like, we're not going anywhere, and this space moves fast, but like doesn't mean that we have to rush shit out, because like, I mean, these are slow builds. I mean, you know, these are JPEGs, you know, some art, whatever. I don't know. I trust the team.
I put out a tweet just before this show. I think that in general, it's just a great signal to other potential builders out there. Like, regardless of how much they raise, I think Standard Crypto leading the round, which is not like just a random fund. Like, they've done some incredible companies in the crypto space. They're leading the round, right? It's $7.5 million. No one really knows exactly what it's for, but again, like I think it's just a really great signal to other people.
I think it's I think it's an even bigger fuck you to all those laser eyes yelling at Udi, you know, months ago. That's a great soundbite. I wish we had it, but everybody is pretty accustomed to that.
100%.
Udi, good for you. Team, good for you.
But I guess this is an interesting question though. Like, Boo, I wanted to ask you this because I know you came on strong for Node Monks, but do you think that Taproot Wizards are, you know, the same caliber of Node Monks? Is it different? Like
I think it's all different because I mean, why judge how much money someone has? Because like, okay, look, if you're a sick ass builder and someone gives you a fuck ton of money and you do a lot of great things with that money that boosts the space up, then ultimately that's a win for all of us.
Yeah.
And look at ETH, bro. How many projects get VC funded? I could actually probably find a statistic of how many shit ETH projects got funded millions and ultimately didn't go anywhere. And the ETH space was perfectly fine. This is like our first rounds of Ordinals where we're getting VC funded. Like,
so it used to be like, because this space though, the Ordinal space, as dead as it is, as we know it, because of the show, is that mostly VC funds were going towards platforms, not projects. And this is like the first of its kind, which is what you're saying, right?
In Ordinals, yeah.
In Ordinals, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like that trend and the fact that they want to build like that village thing is very enticing, because I want to know what collections may be going in there. How can we vie for spots? What does that mean? Not vie for spots like whitelist. I'm talking about like vie for room to be able to build with the Wizards. So let us know. Let us know.
Please.
Udi. All right, Tutti Frutti. What am I saying? So anyway, we want to move on.
Actually, so I do want to ask you guys, because a lot of people on Ordinals, they basically box. Like, I was boxing Businessman on Twitter yesterday. I love you, Businessman, too. I love everybody in the space. But it's like, does it really matter? So let's say someone's not a grifter, okay? Like, they're gonna be here in the space, like they get whatever amount of money, but they're gonna build with that money. Do you care how much money they could get? Because if you get that sellout and enough people believe in you to get that sellout, then I feel you deserve every dime.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the same thing that we talked about, I think, on the first episode, which was like the whole royalty thing, right? Like, just having royalties doesn't ensure success. And so it's just like, yeah, you're going to earn a bunch of money from your mint or whatever it is, but then you have to figure out what to actually do with that and provide value back to your holders. And like, not everyone are going to do that. Like, not every project is going to do that.
I don't know if the royalties things are ever going to be figured out. I think we're going to be dancing. We're going to be dancing around that forever. And I mean, I don't really have the answer, because we're all founders here.
Summarized question: should founders earn money? Do they deserve money in the Ordinal space, or should we all slave for free?
I think you should be able to eat. That's what I think.
No, I would like to feed my cats.
Founders don't need Lambos.
Yeah.
They need fucking breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and some runway to build their project. Yeah. And if they need extra money, then so be it. Like, I mean, it should seem kind of like, okay, we've built an engine of something here where there's a little bit of cash flow where we can build and stuff like that. But most great businesses, like my brother's, you know, he's sold a few businesses of his, like cornered markets, and it's always all the funds of every year goes back into the business, right? So if you're gaining any money, I think that's a good move too. But I'm just one guy.
I'm gonna see Turk posted up in a Lambo in like 6 months.
I wouldn't get a Lambo. I would get a Prius with a Lambo wrap, man. Fuck that. I don't need that fucking.
I don't need a Lambo. I'm just assuming a Lambo. But I think that I think to Boo's point or Boo's
Yeah.
question, I do think like you should be able to at least eat. But I think that because of the way mints are structured, you earn so much money up front that I think a lot of founders are ultimately tempted to just be like, I'm just going to take a little bit of money. I'm going to spend a little bit of this, and I'll try and continue to build my project or whatever it is. Whereas I think like you're saying, Troy, with like traditional businesses with your brother, all the money goes into the business. Like you have nothing or you're close to not even being able to eat.
Yeah, you cut yourself a little bit. You cut yourself a little bit of a salary that's livable, that covers your rent. Like say, what's your rent in a week? And make sure you're at least getting that. And all your nut a month, right? Like whatever your nut is.
Month?
Hey, not every. Get your
November.
mind. Hey, kids, get your mind out of the fucking gutter. This is a serious show. So anyway. Do we want to move on?
Let's move on. Yeah, let's
go.
on. Let's get it.
What's on the next thing right here?
Ordpool.space.
Dude,
Boo loves this,
okay.
man. Boo loves this.
Okay, so
We all do.
So first of all, let's set the records. So what is Ordpool.space?
Okay, so Ordpool.space is, I actually forgot the name of the person created. I think
It's Johannes.
Johannes.
Hold on. Look, Shava the house dog. So Ordpool.space, it was built by Johannes.
It's a visualizer. So it's like Mempool.space, but instead you could actually see every single Ordinals transaction going on in the current block. And it's a sick visual. It shows everything going on.
Oh, to me, when I first saw it, I was gawking at it for an hour.
I was just staring at it. I was just like, oh my God.
I'm like, this is generative art, like happening on the blockchain in beautiful, like orange. I think we're seeing it right here. We're seeing it right there.
Yeah.
Like in like orange, gray movement colors. Dude, look at that.
Wait,
like,
can you pull that up? What behind us?
I just want to like mint that shit. Like I want to like screenshot that.
What are they minting? I'm trying to see here. Stat, I think, or STST. That's what people are minting right now.
STST, bro. They're mixing like the dumb fucking BRC20 shit.
Yeah,
Okay, so it's too much of that BRC20 stuff going on.
That we see in Ordpool.
Yeah.
It's a lot of JSON. That's what it seems.
So Johannes says there's a lot of traffic going on. There's some updates. He's very honest about, I tweeted about it yesterday. Then he commented. He goes, yeah, there's a lot of updates I want to do. We're getting like 1,000 users a day, from yesterday. So I'm very happy with him. But of course, this is a tool that needs adjustment and stuff like that. But like, what do you think about it?
So I love this tool because it gives us a visual representation of what's going on, why the reason the mempool is spiking, and quite literally, like every single block that I have looked at since it's come out, half of the block is orange, means half of the block are ordinal transactions. And I think a more interesting statistics is that most of these are BRC20 mints being sent at 200 sats VBuy right now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's like that every single block.
It's
literally BRC20.
It's absolutely insane. Like what's going? Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what to call it.
But ultimately, it's a sick tool because it gives.
Why? Let me ask you a question. Why are
crazy.
so many BRC20s being minted right now?
Because Ordi's leading the charge at $27.
So people are chasing that. So I'm not a dumb guy. Hold on. I'm not a dumb guy. I'm just asking to you. Is that what you're seeing, that the chase of creating so many more tokens is going to be ready for like Bitcoin season 2 kind of stuff?
Yeah, because it's like, everyone's priced out of Ordi or priced out of Track or priced out of Tap or whatever.
So
and people see like this new hype mint coming. So it's just like mass attention. And then that shit pumps and then it dies and like rinse and repeat until people get burnt.
All right, so let me ask you a question. When is Bitcoin season 2? What is Bitcoin season 2? What is everybody talking about?
My Goosenals are 0.025. We already started Bitcoin season 2.
Goosenals. When goosebumps? I'm talking about some geese snorting some, you know what? When are Goosebumps coming out? I think it'd be a great companion piece, really degen, nightlife, little geese partying a little bit.
I mean, I think what Bitcoin season 2 is like, we're getting a little off topic, but no, I think what Bitcoin season 2 is ultimately like this new culture that has been brought to Bitcoin because of Ordinals.
Yeah.
I think previously it was just not a thing. And it was all about like Bitcoin is there for a store of value and literally nothing else. No JPEGs. We don't want DeFi, blah, blah, blah. And so I think like what Bitcoin season 2 is about is just about like opening up your mind to the possibility of like anything is really possible on Bitcoin.
I like that. What about you, dog?
That's what I've talked about.
Dog.
So it's dog.
Look at me all talking young. I'm talking young.
So for me, what signifies Bitcoin season 2 is just like the amount of attention and hype that's coming back. The more ETH influencer accounts shit on Ordinals, the more I'm like, oh, we're so bad. But it's like there's so many like we're still in the phase where there's so many different paths and so many creative tools or projects that you come out with on Bitcoin that hasn't been discovered yet. Because we're all discovering it right now live. We just do shit until it works or it doesn't work.
And they're coming.
It's just an era. I think Bitcoin Season 2 is an era of builders.
They're coming. You're getting the DMs. How can we start? What groups can I be a part of? And I'm just like, start there.
It's crazy the amount of DMs. Like I think we've all gotten.
Yeah.
And like the amount of groups that we're now in, it's like for runes. For
but a lot of the DMs, they're not talking about like, where can I get some of this action? They're like, I have a project and I've been thinking about moving it from this chain to that, meaning like moving the idea of creating it or inscribing it or building it.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, that's a great inspiration to have.
Wait, do you guys know the ETH project that's trying to come to Ordinals? It's like a big name brand on ETH.
OCM?
No, it's not OCM. It's
Oniforce.
I'm just kidding.
Oniforce,
so,
yeah.
right?
Oh, he just linked the info. Thank you. I was trying to figure it out.
Well, no, I mean, I think that they already announced that because we were in Amsterdam. They had a huge party and everything. And
they announced that they were going to have like a Genesis piece of 10 on Ordinals, but moving the whole collection over.
Well, I don't know if it's the whole collection. I think they're expanding it though by like 10 to 20,000.
Yeah, they want to do some of it on they want to do some of it on Bitcoin, but can you be a project? Do you have to decide, like, are you on ETH or are you just on Bitcoin, or can you be both?
Just ask Frank.
Huh?
Just ask Frank DGod.
I don't know if he's the
That was my point. Is I think it's very difficult. Like, there's just like every sort of chain I think is almost like launching in a new country.
Yeah.
And I think if you're focused on like just one chain, I think it's manageable. When you're on two, I think it's incredibly difficult, even with a large team. There's only been a few products in crypto I think that have actually crossed chains and done well, and I think Magic Eden is one of those, right?
Yes,
but they're not a collection; they're a whole market.
No, but I mean, I just think in general, like not only collections but like companies, right? I just think like both, like it's incredibly difficult, and I think like Frank was probably at some point like it just doesn't make any sense anymore to be split up,
No, I think to me, I feel like. I don't know that you can be on both chains. I think they both have to mean something different, and I don't know. I mean, until there's interoperability, I don't know that it might be a wise choice.
I feel like culture would also clash a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just like from two different chains.
That's what I was saying. Community. Like each chain is like basically a different country, right? It's like
cultures. Okay, I get that.
Like cultures are so different, right? People like I don't know. We're all sort of like dunking on ETH maxis now the past week as Ordinals has been doing well.
It so much.
Like you know what I mean? Like there's rivalry. There's differences. There's functionality on ETH that we don't have yet on Bitcoin. Like it's just totally different.
All right. Well, speaking of different countries or traveling and stuff like that, let's talk about Art Basel. First of all, is there an Art Basel?
Yes.
So there are some events happening.
So Gamma and Nosha are hosting Art Basel. There's Art Basel. Private conference on the 6th, public conference on the 7th. It is on noshashows.com, I believe.
Yep. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be there. You're going to be there.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
Boo's going to be there.
Let's
all
talk.
Of Ordinals. Casey's going to be there.
Casey's going to be there?
Yeah, Casey's going to be there.
I hope he's sucking his own dick.
TTP.
Yeah, Ordinals are dead show. Oh, what's up? Yeah, it's time to penis. Casey, I got it. Okay, I will not make one more joke about you. All right. Yeah, I'll tell him.
It's dead.
Okay. Yeah, they're listening. Okay, bye.
Is he mad at us?
Yeah,
he's mad at you.
He's mad at me, man.
Oh, he's over.
So some of these events, like the price on it, man. Amsterdam was fucking. I just finally paid that fucking credit card off yesterday. It felt good.
It was expensive.
Thank you. To the
Amex.
crypto trading that I
Gods.
do, and I'm lucky sometimes, not all the time. But paid that. It's so fun. I mean, but like that money really means nothing. Because when you're traveling and you meet all these people, that's like that has legs, and that has like if that didn't happen, I wouldn't have. I already know you guys, but that wouldn't have been special. But a lot of these are like, how do they make money? Are these events making money?
I think so. I mean, I think like if you're charging $1,500,
yeah, but for like mass adoption, it's not happening tomorrow. It's not happening in a year. But like we want people to come to these events besides the people that are there, right?
And I don't think that they're going to come to those events if it's at that price.
No.
I don't think it's going to.
I mean, Ord Basel was only I was about to say 600. It's $200.
Yeah.
Ord Basel,
General admission.
the flat fee is 200.
So for the conference, it's $200.
Okay, that's nothing. That's
I think that's pretty because it's like the value you get from going to these in-person events. Like, bro, my life has drastically changed. Like in terms of value that I get from coming to these events, connecting with everybody, it's like priceless.
Yeah, you definitely go. I mean, I love that about you. I mean, I go too, but like, I mean, if you can keep up with me,
dude, it's gonna be my first time being 21 in Miami.
Oh man.
Really? Oh shit! Jail time.
Uh-oh.
Cut to. Listen, he's my son. Can we just get him out? We need him at a conference. I know we're different. We don't look. Listen, adopted, but he's my son. Okay.
Parent-child.
Yeah. And you're going, right?
Yes.
All right. Can I snuggle? I'll take the couch.
Of course.
All
Yeah.
right.
We'll have fun.
So, what do we got next? Bitcoin Magazine. Yeah. Who's covering our ecosystem? Bitcoin Magazine has a huge following.
We had Bitcoin Magazine. Yeah. Us. I think we're trying to.
We're trying.
Well, us we're doing. Yeah. How are we doing?
You have NFT Now.
NFT Now.
Right. They did an article.
How are they doing it though? And how are we doing it? Are we doing a decent job? Like, what are
viewers? Are we doing a decent job? Are we making sense?
Yeah. Tell us. I mean,
yeah, we're not perfect. We're not trying to pretend that we're perfect. But
I think how you can really know is like look at the engagement. Like look at people interacting. Like look at people in your DMs. That's the way I look at it. Like if you're in an ecosystem and like you can't even get like 5 likes or something, then I don't think the word is getting out there. But like I don't think that's the case for any of us.
No.
Right? And so
I guess not.
I don't know. I think that the word is definitely getting out there. It just takes time.
Who's covering it? Like besides like us or like magazines, like content creators, who's covering like who's getting like who is disseminating ordinal culture well?
There's YouTubers like I know Crypto Gorilla like talked about ordinals. There's other YouTubers who talk about ordinals.
Yeah, you got a couple podcasts here. You got like Ordinal Revolution. You have
that one's sick. They're sick. They interviewed me.
Yeah, there's one other I'm blanking on, but there's another one, and then you have the Ordinal show, right? From Trevor, you got Leonidas, you got Yan, who all do that show weekly. So that's a huge piece of content.
I'm going to give you some alpha, okay? I'm going to give you some alpha from Hollywood. How we do it, how you make things attainable for people. You have to be self-deprecative of your own culture.
Gotcha.
You have to make fun of your own culture because you're beating people to the punch to make fun of you. So it's like if you want to do a show about, I don't know where you're from, like say your background, I don't know, you say you're from Indonesia and there's no Indonesia American television shows. That Indonesian family on that show, whether it's like let's say it's a comedy, they have to make fun of their own culture in a way that is like, they get it because people make fun of their own culture anyway.
Yeah.
So like, I think using words to understand and
how would you make fun of it?
The Ordinals are dead. The fucking title of the show is we're fucking making fun of it. We're literally saying the show is over. It's like pull the fucking plug. Yeah. Like starting there, those kinds of things. And I think that framework is a very memes do it too. There's a lot of meme artists on there.
You do that great. Like I've seen a lot of your memes.
Well, thank you.
We're talking about content creators. So, I think you've done it.
All right. Well, thank you.
By making fun of ourselves, does it make it more relatable for people to come? Like, oh, these guys are chill. Like,
no, it just means that these guys have a sense of humor. Like,
and we're also confident enough to make fun of it.
Dude, when I post like stuff that I do that has like a JPEG of like something I own, I'm doing content with Fez. People go, NFTs are dead. That are not. Like, I know that they're trolling, and I laugh, and then they ask, hey, you're just doing satire, right? I'm like, yeah. I don't care. I'm not trying to have a conversation with them, but it's like, it makes it, I think it easier for them to understand, at least this guy has a sense of humor instead of going, my shit is bullish. Oh, buy my shit.
Wag me, GM.
Yeah, you can't be like that, Anyway, we can move on. So I think the next, is this a good...
Wait, which one?
Right there. Can we scroll down on the, thank you, man.
Thank you, intern.
You had a question about, sorry to call you out.
No,
and I do too, SAT endpoints. You seem to know a lot about that.
I want to know a little bit about that.
Yeah, so
you have the expert.
What are SAT endpoints? I know we talked about this before, but like we should do it again. Okay. SAT endpoints, you're bullish on the facts of them, but what does that do for a lot of collections? Will that make it easier for collections to be inscribed?
So it doesn't make it easier for collections to be inscribed. That's what recursion in general is. So you know recursion. I know you used it. Just little distraction.
Little flippy flappy. Flippity flappity. That's a goosenol just flying. That was a goosenol. Goosenol. Snort some goosebumps.
Okay. So you understand recursion. And so recursion is how it makes it easier for people to come on chain and inscribe things at cheaper.
Yep.
What sat endpoint does doesn't exactly solve that problem, but it allows different types of inscriptions and different types of projects and different types of use cases to come onto Bitcoin, because by pointing to the sat endpoint recursion or using the sat as an endpoint, you could reinscribe on that sat, allowing the main inscription to be dynamically updated. So that just allows for a ton of different use cases.
So is that what OCM just did, or is
no?
that not
I
an
think
example?
I think what OCM did is they just
reinscribed.
reinscribed 3 times.
Yeah,
on
3
the
other
thing.
pieces.
So
There's a fourth surprise in those. You're not just getting 3 assets. You're getting
Daddy's
4.
cooking.
You're getting 4 now.
But it's like, are they assets if it's only, because the real asset is just the sat, right? Because
Yeah.
like once you sell, you can't just sell one of them. You have to sell all 3 or 4 of them.
I don't know if you can extract them or like
You can't. No,
I don't
you
think
can't.
you can't delineate them. So we talked about overwriting an image or an asset. What do you think about that?
So
People are probably gonna have problems with that. Like I would hate to.
I mean, I think if you're selling something that could be overridden, I think that's part of the art form. Like you have to acknowledge,
Nice.
hey, when I send
Part
someone
of the
this
experience.
sat, they're able to completely change the main inscription it's tied to. But I think that enables really sick community use cases. Like you have one main inscription that's like this box, this canvas, and then you have 100 sats distributed to 100 different people, and they could reinscribe on their sat whenever they want, dynamically updating the main inscription.
Yeah.
So I think it's like
there's a lot of storytelling there.
there is a lot of storytelling.
Yeah,
There's a lot
no,
of dynamic use
and-
cases that
and
get
we-
unlocked.
People are going to really storytell now.
But it's not the same as like say like you're a grapher, right? You just did a throw up or you did a bubble, right? And then I come and I just tag over it, which is disrespectful. We have beef now, right? Like it's not something like that.
The thing is, like,
the
if you
same.
wanted to not have it be written over, then don't do sat endpoint recursion.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You just do regular stuff.
You
It's
heard it
fine.
here first from my young son, Butoshi, King Butoshi. Let's move on.
King
oh,
Butoshi.
wait, what do we want to see with Bitcoin space? Yeah, like our solution. What do we want to see in the Bitcoin space? New. We always talk about what the news is, what's happening, but
Yeah.
like, what about future solutions?
I mean, I think that what I learned in the past week since the mint of Perpetual's volume is there's still a lot
I'm sorry. Say that with like fuck. Say that.
Say I just had a successful mint
It was
out
a
at a dang party.
It was a great mint, but I think that there was a lot of problems, right?
yeah.
In getting, of course, once sold, getting, of course, these pieces of art into people's hands under, of course, what we wanted to do, which was parent-child, as well as like utilizing batch inscriptions and not having those children be cursed because a number of other things. So the tooling for that is still bad, and I think that like that's the same case for like everything else that's been released as well in Bitcoin.
You use Chisel, right?
Chisel, yeah, use Chisel, and then satting as well, and a number of other. I feel like we literally touched like 20 different companies in like Sanj and Chisel and satting and RSS and like every company you can think of in the Bitcoin space like had to help us somehow because it was just like it hasn't been done before. And so I think that there's a lot of tooling and infrastructure that needs to be built that just a lot of people haven't built so far. And I think that goes to like grants. You need more grants, I think, in the ecosystem for people that want to build that because I think that most venture firms are not going to fund that type of stuff.
A lot of people have been working for like these tool sets, like it's their projects basically.
Yeah.
Like they're just working on it, no pay, no nothing. Like the goal is to hopefully monetize. Like what we have right now, it's all bootstrap.
Totally.
Every single thing we do in this space is bootstrapped as fuck right now.
It is. It
you
totally is.
you have to be that's. I'm sorry. That's par.
Okay.
That's par. Listen, you're right. Like the tooling obviously will somehow amalgamate maybe, and maybe it's.
No, I think it will. If the demand is there, it will.
But it's par. You sweat equity, your own sweat equity right now. I mean, it could be 3-4 fucking years. Some people are building projects for 12 years while they're working a job. So like that is par for course. And that's what champions are made of. So,
Totally.
to me, at least. So, what else are we talking
But I mean,
about?
what else? Yeah, what else do you want to see though? I mean, like I had my experience. I know what I want.
I just, with the energy the energy and the inscriptions that are happening in the mempool, I'm just like, when are we going to hit a wall where it's not going to be fun to sit around and wait for the mempool to die down so you can
I
inscribe
know what
shit?
I want to see.
Yeah, what do you want to see?
I want to see a bunch of people running their own sofon module and feeding it with their own degen projects.
Explain that, please.
Yeah,
You can't just
explain
like drop words with we have one person in the audience listening right now.
Yeah.
Should we?
Yeah, break it down.
Go to that segment.
Yeah.
Okay, so I talked about sofon on the last show. And as we look on ordpool.space, half of the transactions are BRC20s. Yep. Yesterday, when the mempool was at 200 sats, the reason it was at 200 sats is because there was a BRC20 minting out that was deployed November 8th. Sofon is a BRC20 destroyer bot, which basically fronts run a BRC20 deploy transaction and prevents it from being minted out. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because you're going like, oh. Yeah,
you don't have a mic, so I mean, you don't have a mic, so it's okay. Don't worry about it.
But like, yeah, like understand.
Yeah, you understand. We have an audience member who is miming. She doesn't use words.
Yes.
But yeah, either get up there and hurry it up. But you have 30 seconds though. You can't talk for more than 30 seconds. Oh. Sorry, my aunt is here. My aunt, get it, please.
Almost.
Hurry up. Jesus Christ.
Make sure you're saying something. You're saying
Sofon.
Sofon.
It's Sophon.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
kind of what I was going to go into, so I'd love to hear more about you.
Okay,
Thank you, Christina. You're so lovely.
So Sofon is a bot that eats BRC20 deploy transactions. Basically, that prevents new BRC20 mints from even being made, which prevents the mempool from getting clogged when people are like spam rushing to mint this. So Ryan Gel actually made Sofon, and he made it open source, so everybody could go and run their own Sofon module, and that will allow you to run your own Sofon, feed your own Sofon, and contribute to eating BRC20 deploy transactions. Well, it's basically the start of a PvP war of BRC20 versus Sofon. I would love to do something where we get kill counters on every individual Sofon, so we could count how many BRC20 deploys each person.
Oh, you just get a front end
Kill confirmed.
Kill confirmed.
We got a front end developer. We'll just make that like a gamified screen.
It would be an amazing game.
And
it'd be a fantastic game.
I'm totally on
Just
board
an
for that.
overlay of this, you know what I mean?
Oh, of course. It'd be on this. Oh, that'd be awesome. I'd love to do that. It's like, I think Trevor was talking about, it would be great if everybody could run a node, for like node monkeys and be able to get people onboarded to Ordinals that way. Yeah. I think that's baller. It could be a, very hard move because not everybody wants to do that. But this is fucking fun.
It is sick. So in terms of actually running it, it's actually really complex. So I really want to do research, run into it, make my own Sofon module, and hopefully have a guide up to allow everyone else to do the same thing. Because look, if you want to inscribe, but I know that a lot of people are making degen profits. Bro, it's like put $500 in a Sofon and your Sofon will run for a couple weeks or 2 weeks or a week if the mempool is.
And then after it's over, you have to replenish it.
And then after it's over, replenish it. But after it's over, the point is to keep it chugging until just the steam runs out.
Yeah.
It's like if Sofon can stay solvent longer than BRC20s have steam, then Sofon wins.
Oh shit!
That's basically the game we're winning.
I like that game. I'd produce that. I would produce that. I would we say in Hollywood. I would like that. This is greenlit. Let's fucking go. I mean, whether I do it or not is another story.
And there are people that would say, oh, Sofon doesn't fucking work, blah blah blah. There's 30,000 BRC20 mints deployed or transacted. It's literally there's statistics showing that when Sofon first ran, the mempool fucking plummeted. Everything was good. The moment Sofon stopped running, literally a bunch of BRC20 deploys just went up, and fees were getting crazy again. Yeah. So it's look at the thing, try it before you shit talk it.
All right.
Do we know though for Sofon how much it costs to run daily?
It depends on how many BRC20 deploys are sent.
Okay, got you.
Because you're sending a BRC20 deploy transaction, so whatever the mempool price at the time is that you're front running, that's how much gets deployed. That's how much you spend.
All right.
So it could be a lot. It could be a little. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. So speaking of BRC20s, right? Yep. And moving from Sofon, have you seen? So Bunzi, have you seen his? I know you have. I haven't. You haven't?
Yeah, I haven't.
Bunzi with OmniSat, he's created this. I don't know. Bunzi, excuse me. I'm going to say a couple things here. He's coming out with this very soon. So this OmniSat BRC20 swap, I did a call with them, visualized. I saw him do very quick swaps with BRC20 tokens. And I was like, dude, and it not only has that, I don't know if I can mention this, but it has a governance model as well.
My thing would just say I'm really excited for Bunzi and team to finally launch this.
Yes,
because I know that they've been working on this for a long time
since March or something.
I think May.
May?
It could
whatever.
Be, but still, right?
Maybe the idea was incubated
6 months or so.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the whole team I know has worked really hard. I know not only Bunzi but 2 or 3 other people on
that
team specifically.
Yeah,
amazing amazing people. So I hope that
Very clean site. Happened the transact. Sorry, Bunzy, but I keep saying I'm sorry.
leaking.
But the whole transaction of the swap happens in one block.
Yeah.
Like everything, and it's like very clean. 20, 30 seconds maybe.
That's
I'm like,
beautiful.
and he did it 3 times. I'm very excited about that.
So it's just swapping. It's like, is it like Unisat swap where it's just swapping BRC20 tokens with each other?
It's just BRC20 tokens, but it would be good. You brought this up yesterday. It would be good if they could enable some stablecoin.
Totally. And I think you need to have the wallets eventually, support that stuff as well. But like, I think what we all want is the ability to to have custodial services with our own money.
How would
I'm saying
stablecoins
non-custodial?
work?
I'm sorry. To where all of us just have our wallets. We can go from Bitcoin to a stable to whatever BRC20 we want, back to Bitcoin. And you never have to touch an exchange. You never have to touch a bank. Like, I think that would be really nice.
I can't wait for
Just
the
like ETH.
Yeah. Well, my friends also, and I was telling them about it. I was like, oh, do they have ERC20 capability? I mean, these guys are in Bitcoin, but they also have ETH because they trade back and forth and whatever like that. And ETH has been pumping this week. But that would be good too. I don't know if that interoperability is there yet or would be on the. But I think that would. I just can't wait for the day where I can just use my credit. My Bitcoin, hopefully like Ethereum credit cards to just do all my transactions. I just don't need to use a bank.
Yeah.
I'm just fucking tired of that old fucking, like we're all tired of it.
When it gets a high from the IRS, it's great. Oh, I was gonna ask. So you said something mad interesting. You said stable coins on Bitcoin. What's the context of that? How does that work?
I don't know. I really don't.
Do you think it's possible?
I think it is. I think that from what I've heard, at least on like RGB, that Tether has already been working with them for a while. Of course, that's I think sort of like a layer 2 for Bitcoin, totally different. But I know that back in May or June, there was a company called Stably that was working on a BRC20 stablecoin specifically. Now, I think since then they've changed to something else. I think it's like ORC20 that they're focused on, not BRC20 for the stable.
Is
but
ORC20 still alive?
I don't know.
I haven't heard in a while.
Yeah.
But anyways, like I think that as a general need, I think it would be really cool. I don't know if it's really that possible. Right?
I mean,
I don't know the technical sort of limitations, but I do think that it would be really nice.
The way the stable coin works on ETH is by just literally being backed, right? Yeah. I mean, it's all centralized. No?
Yeah, it would be backed, and there are and there's also LP pools in this BRC, so you can provide liquidity for that too. So yeah, those are backed on ERCs.
That makes sense.
So what about Jubilees?
Yeah.
Bing bong. Uh-oh.
That's a topic I don't know what the
Oh. Hello.
Pick up the phone.
Ordinals are dead, Troy. Oh, yeah, you heard Jubilee. When I say Jubilee, you just kind of like your ears are ringing. What the fuck is it? Seriously. You won't tell me? That's so fucked up. Last time I mentioned your name. Seriously. Yeah, delete my number. Yep. Delete it. Delete it.
Block me.
Suck your own cock. Dude, suck your own. Anyway, guys, sorry you had to hear that.
Okay, Jubilee.
Yeah.
What is Jubilee? I actually don't know.
You know Casey's gonna fight us at Ord Basel now. You know that, right?
He's gonna find us through.
Wait, this is the blessed and cursed inscriptions thing, right?
Yeah.
Do you
Blessed
know
and
anything about
The
it?
blessing.
The blessing.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen?
I believe it is. Like, I think that's literally what it's called in some sense.
It's the blessing. Yeah.
I think it has to do
Blessinals.
with combining, I think, a lot of the stuff that they've been working on for a while and pushing that as an update. So, like, some of the stuff or some of the inscriptions that are cursed now won't be, right? I think specifically a lot of the parent-child stuff. But that's all I really know about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's basically just blessing cursed inscriptions at a certain block height.
Yeah, I think so.
At a certain block height. Do you have any cursed inscriptions that you that are protected?
So I actually have cursed inscriptions that fucked me over way back when Op66 cursed inscriptions were a thing.
How did they? Wait, hold on. How did they fuck you over?
So the way it was done, it was through DZ, and like DZ offered refunds. Like, this is all good. Like, not on DZ. It's on the DGens.
Thank you,
I was
DZ.
feeling like a DGen, and there was a way to force cursed inscriptions by changing like the op_66 from a true to a false. That kind of like fucks with inscriptions in the program. So I have about 666 boos because I thought it would be a curse, like a cool curse number that will literally never see the light of day, and it was a waste of $8,000.
Sheesh.
Oh Jesus!
So
This was back in what, like,
dude,
March?
this was back in March,
Yeah.
April. This was way back.
You can tax harvest that. You definitely will.
I hope so.
Oh no,
harvest
you
that.
will. I'll help you do your taxes.
Yeah.
On the down low.
Don't teach the IRS about ordinals yet.
Yeah, don't do
They
that.
got 5 years before we got to worry about that.
Don't let the SEC do that yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, don't rat us
No,
out.
dude,
right now.
I beat all my audits. I don't give a fuck. Look, I'll make a videotape or a fucking ebook about how to beat audits.
I doubt you will.
So
But listen. Why don't we talk about like why everyone outside of Web3 hates us?
Yeah. No one outside of Web3 cares about us PFPs at all. Like, so I'll put it to you. Okay. So like how you make money, this shit coin or this BRC20 or meme coin or your Taproot Wizard, like outside of this ecosystem, nobody cares. Yeah. They don't care. They don't care.
But why don't they care?
It doesn't have that reach yet. I don't think it has that reach yet. Sure, there's a lot of money here. You know, there's a lot of people that are in it, but like nobody cares outside of.
Yeah.
They could care less. If you have a successful pizza shop, why do you need to give a fuck about? Like, if you're making, like, say, I don't know, you have a car wash business. Mm-hmm. You're making $1 million a year income, let's say. I'm just picking the wrong business. Sorry if that's not the right business. But like, why would you need this ecosystem? Why would you need these pictures and
Why
stuff
would
like
you
that?
want crypto? I mean, I feel you could value from the cryptocurrency. And
Yeah.
then maybe I feel that everyone has a little degen inside of them that's just waiting to be let out.
So how do they?
But- I have a personal story actually.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
So during COVID, I got heavy into reselling and like sneaker botting and like all of that things. I didn't know anything about crypto. So for 2 years, I didn't know anything about crypto. And then one day, my friend DM'd me on Discord. He's like, "Yo, you got to check out like these NFTs." And I was like, "What is that?" And he showed it, and it was like digital pictures. And I was like, "Bro, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard of in my life. Like, don't ever DM me again." And he was like, no, bro, like, trust me, like, it's not about, like, the pictures, like, there's so much money to be made in this space. So, kind of, that's what, like, reeled me in. I was like, there's money to be made in this space. Oh. I was like, okay. So, I went into it. I dropped 2K. I lost it all. I was like, don't ever hit me up with this dumb shit ever again. And he was like, bro, just give it one more chance. Just give it one more chance, and you're good. So, I said, okay, fuck it. I put 5K in, and that basically just, like, started the entire run for me. But I didn't care about crypto or NFTs or this entire ecosystem because I didn't know about it. But then when I actually got a DM, hey, check this out, I looked into it. I'm like, bro, this is an entire new world that I literally would have never found out about. I maybe still would not have found out about it if my friend wasn't already in it. And how did he find out about it?
Yeah.
Someone else brought him into it.
I think it's a one at a time thing rather than you put out a big rake and raking people in. Like you might get 3 people out of 1,000, right? So like, I mean, what was the call for you? How did your call go? Like when you got that call, like did you stumble upon it?
No, I mean I think
did you get grifted or like?
No, it was well, I guess technically there was a guy that I was
Grift God is back.
There was a guy that I was watching on YouTube for like over a year, and he was just doing like day trading stuff. And for over a year, he called Bitcoin a scam. And then like a year later, for some reason, like he totally flipped. And on his YouTube channel, he was like, "Oh, like here's the next big thing. Like Bitcoin is amazing. Like here's how it's gonna 100x."
Sounds like
and I was
Larry.
like, "Wait a minute." After a year, like, I don't know. So then after that, I was like, "There's probably something here." And then of course, just continue to look into it.
Yeah.
So are we? So the best way that we could grow as a crypto ecosystem is by running a giant MLM because that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, I think for me,
Kinda what it is.
I think I want to see more shows. I think more fun shows, whether it's like in scripted form, whether it's animated, just more shows. It doesn't have to be like Web3 joke.
Yeah.
It's not. That's not what I'm saying. It's just like, you know, like we're gonna do a show. We do a show here every Thursday night in IRL, and there's 100 people in here. We're debating, right? And if you could just like cut out that energy for like 5 seconds or like 30 seconds of how everybody's listening and engaged, like why are those people? Why do they return? Those people keep returning. They're deeply invested for years.
Well, I think it's the relationships, right? Like it's not only I think the content is really interesting, but like, you know, the reason why I, at least myself, like watched the shows, really liked the debate format, and then when I finally came to this, you know, this sort of place, I was like, it's not only that I really like, which is like debates in general, but like the people here are really amazing.
Okay.
I actually wanted to bring something up too.
It's a totally different, you know, it's like a whole like totally different sort of community of degens, collectors, artists, from Patrick to, you know, a bunch of, like it's completely unique. I don't think you see it anywhere else.
No, not at all.
So there's 2 things that super interest me about crypto. If you wanted to get connected into any industry ever, go to a crypto event. You will meet someone from every industry practically. It's
Yeah.
nuts. It's like the one thing that brings all these different industries together is the currency. I mean, it's money at the end of the day. And also when it comes to bringing more people in, I've actually found a lot of interest from normies when I explain, hey, like there's this new protocol that came out that allows you to permanently upload files that'll last forever. And I explain it like more, I'm like, oh, like whatever you upload, aliens will be able to see that one day once you like pass away and everything. And that's actually brought a lot of interest where people are like, oh, like how can I get my work or my photographs or my artwork onto that, whatever you're talking about. And then I like kind of feel like, you ever heard of this thing called Bitcoin? And then like it kind of goes on from there. But like the tech that we have in Ordinals is literally a first of its kind for humanity.
Yeah.
Like this is
Yeah.
That's what makes me so bullish.
I like one of the easy sells to me is like digital certificate of authenticity, like ownership, right? Like
like if I was a normie, you would have lost.
I know. I like that for me. Exactly. So like we got to come up with better words. Like you own that shit. Your name is like it's got your digital blood on it. It's connected to your genetic code, right? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like powerful fucking stories, like easy words to understand, but also, you know, those events, like more events, like you said, and then I just think like shows and
Content and people.
So which sector do you think is like leading the way or going to be like, which sector do you want to be in besides like just say at Ordinals, like is going to be leading the way of like, holy shit, they just opened up the floodgate and 20 million people are now Web3ing the fuck out of things?
Probably JPEGs, I think, because that's what
JPEGs, really?
People
Not gaming?
understand the most. I think gaming too. Like I think JPEGs can be involved in gaming.
It's hard to make a game.
Yeah, it is.
It's hard to make a
Your
great
game
game.
asset is a
It's really
JPEG.
difficult.
That's all
Yeah,
I'm saying.
if I'm gonna get back.
I think like just in general the DeFi side is really interesting, and I think people should look into it. But it's very difficult for people to understand, and I think what people already understand is like pictures. People understand that very simply. So
I think Wolfgame taught people how to do DeFi just by fucking playing that game.
Yeah.
And if we, you know, like it's just like get people hands on.
Yep.
How do you wash dishes? You got to fucking do them.
Wolfgame
Do
taught me that
the
I was a
dishes,
paper
clean
headed
them,
bitch.
stack them.
Yeah.
That's the game. Like do the game, not think about it. You know what I mean? So
like, get involved, do it.
yeah, get involved, do it. How do you get them to do
But yeah,
it?
I think it's JPEGs. That's my answer. What about you?
To me, I think it's going to be entertainment, and music, and gaming. But like gaming, the game has to be good. If you're dying at the end of that game,
Yep.
at the end of your say 3 plays, your 3 lives, and you don't want to play it right away, your game sucks.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, maybe your game sucks. You got to fix that game.
Absolutely
And but
sucks.
like, I'm not a game developer, so I'm just what I am though. I'm a fucking story builder, and great stories are built with great puzzles.
Yeah.
And if those puzzle pieces aren't right, your fucking story sucks, just like a game. So that's my
And
take
you're a
on
legend
that.
too. Boo.
Like my POV,
Yeah.
I feel like something I actually really want to do is kind of grow content creation or influencer wise in terms of like TikTok or YouTube and appeal to my generation. And then like a Trojan horse, slowly onboard them onto like Bitcoin and just like, I think it has to do a lot with education.
Yeah.
Like why would people, because a lot of the thing, like a lot of my friends in high school, college that I've talked to, all of them think like crypto is a scam. Because at the time, like it really you just look at it, it looked like it, you put your money at the top and you're down. Like everything, like that's not appealing.
I am so like, I'm always like, I'm healthfully jealous of your ages right now. Because I'm 106, right? So you guys are in the prime. Like you are prime. You are at the early stages, just like me, of this space, right? So fucking do right by us, as we start to work for you. Is that you should be doing content. I hate to say should. Dude, content of you working and you're vibing with your community and how you do stuff. Maybe not give all the like how you build like everything because you
It's
don't
like
want
the fun
people, but you
things.
don't want to, but like, how do you have all these disciples? You know what I mean? It's I don't mean to call them disciples, but like, in a funny way, they'd probably like to be called disciples, but I think they'd be your equals as well. But like that vibe and how you're doing it, and like you're as young as any other 21-year-old. It's the same age, right? So like doing content and making them say, I like what's going on. It may get 10 people onboarded on a daily basis. I just think I just think that's the way. Like content, let them know how you're, let them know you have a sense of humor. Let them know that you're a real builder. Let them see all the followers that you have, that vibe and that chat with you and that Discord, and fucking shoot that.
I think
You know what
that
mean?
people just have to see that the people in crypto space aren't cringe.
Oh, there's some cringy motherfuckers there. And I hope
but
this.
I'm saying that we also need to show like, hey, not everybody's cringe, guys. Like,
There's some. There are some.
I think it's also too just focusing more on the quality, because I think like too many people are trying to go viral overnight, and it's like if you just focus on nurturing relationships with 10, 20 people and then continuing that.
Oh, but in the next few months, as we get more bullish, or even like next year,
bullish.
we're gonna have to. Are we gonna fade into the background? Because like say next year,
not.
No, but check it out. Say 10 million people next year get onboarded, right? So say there's 500 of us here, right? Like, does that mean this ain't like working at a fucking textile factory? You don't like work here for 3 years and get your Web3 credit and then you get tenure. You know what I mean? You don't just like get tenure. 10 million people come, not to mention the scammers that are going to be like, buy my project, do this and do that.
Yeah.
So like, what's going to happen? Like, you keep your place in line. Some people will make it, some people won't. But
I think if you constantly put in the effort and show up, like right now, all of us literally have a position as being OGs in the space or whatever. But if we stay here, keep making content, keep showing up, as these floods of people come in, they'll kind of be forced to look in your direction.
Yeah.
Saying like, hey, like this guy is very well respected and known in the ecosystem. I should also know them.
Yeah. I think OG has no relevance to being relevant. Like you could be OG, like, oh, that guy, he did stuff. Well, he did stuff. What is he doing now? What are they doing now? You know what I mean? Thank you. Thanks for coming.
Can I bring up a topic before we end the show?
Yeah. We got 2 minutes of funk, bitch.
So while we were doing show prep yesterday, Began's words were resonating in my head.
Yes.
Save that content for the show. So BitGod actually brought up an insane statement, and I think it's at the bottom.
Oh, I'm tripping.
You know what I'm talking about, right? The one that got me hyped.
I'm tripping on this
So
right now.
it was that you said, how could the Ordinals ecosystem continue if the mempool is so high? And you said if people can't inscribe, there's nothing new for people to speculate on.
Yeah.
Can you like emphasize your
I
thought
think
process on that?
I think even CB Spears had a tweet on it, I think today as well, about like how he knows multiple companies or projects that have projects or JPEGs ready to go to inscribe. They're just not going to do it at these levels, right? At 200 plus sats. And so I think like if the case is where the easiest or the cheapest thing to, of course, inscribe is a BRC20, people are going to continue to do that, but then you're going to have a sofon come into the play come into play, and then like I think stats per reviter will probably go down again. People will be able to inscribe. You'll see more projects, but like there's just not enough people right now that are willing to spend what we spent, which I think is totally a crazy amount to inscribe everything, to get it out there. And if that's the case, then people are just going to put their money where either original projects have been, right? These knots, the booze,
these notes,
right? And then
these notes,
and then from there, like they're also just going to have money on the sidelines, right? For like whatever is next, but it's probably going to take a little while. So I think it's a self-regulating sort of market, right? And I think it's going to come in waves. And I think that we're seeing one of the second waves or so right now.
Yeah. And I feel like the space is, I mean, everybody wants generally the same thing. They want to be able to keep building. So I guess tools will fabricate, not magically in a wizardly way, but like we all want to be able to inscribe and keep building. And I think we're going to need that room and that alleviation to be able to, because if we're not getting royalties, let's say, we need to keep building like certain inscriptions and certain tools to be able to build more products. But I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I did want to say before we go, this shirt couldn't have happened without being at Quadrillion last Friday. So they had a machine and Quadrillion and with all the art from. So I got 3 pieces of art from it's Terrell Jones, Dirty Robot, and Delta sauce,
sauce.
and they were there. So I was like, I'm gonna iron these on and get them to sign it. So thank you for that. It is extra large. My body is very tight because I'm a specimen, but it fits nicely for an extra large. And I have to say, again, my body is very tight.
Man,
No.
it looks great on you. It looks great on you.
No, dude.
I did want to show Quadrillion because the party was sick. It was actually really fucking cool going to that party. And like the artists that you got on board were there. The artists were having a good time. Everything was good.
Yeah, it was cool to see
Everyone
Dirty
got their
Robot
inscriptions.
specifically, right? Like
He
that was
flew
his
from-
first ever NFT event or just event.
He
flew
flew
out.
he flew from Japan.
Yeah.
He flew from Japan.
He flew from. I took a picture of us, and I was like, I was right next to him, and I tweeted it, and I go, "You're not doxxed, are you?" And I deleted the tweet. I felt so bad. So sorry, I was just very proud. Other than that, this has been we didn't even get to like 30 of our topics,
know,
and that's
shit.
when you know
It's
shit
good.
is dead.
Yep.
It's fucking dead. I want to talk to this founder next week. From Quadrillion, this founder from Bitcoin Booze, and me
these
from
nuts.
These Nuts. Woo! Take care. We'll see you next week. Cheers.